As always, don't forget to check the video description down below for the best price on tools and parts I use in today's video. Today, got this 2012 Chrysler 200, and I'm going to be showing you how to replace the wheel hub assembly. It's got the bearing inside there. Let's check it out. Alright, the first thing you're going to want to do, go ahead and lift the car. It's a nice little lift spot right there. Always use a jack stand. You can put one beside it. And you can take the wheel off. You got 19mm lug nuts. We'll take this wheel off, and then we'll be looking at our working area. I believe it's a 32. I could be wrong. I'll tell you when I get there. But first we're gonna get, it's a 18 right here, and that other one right there, two 18s. And we're gonna kind of wiggle the bracket and the caliper off and kind of just set them off to the side. You don't actually have to take the caliper off and the pads and all that. Just take this whole piece off. Then your rotor should slide off. I don't think there's a screw or anything, nope. And then we'll see what that looks like when we get there. Okay, and you can see I got my two bolts out. Now what we'll do is we'll just kind of wiggle. You can see the rotors broke loose, and I may need two hands. Who knows? Maybe I'll get this one. Yep. So this will come off like that. And then you don't want to put any pressure on this line. So a lot of people will tell you you gotta, wire this up or do whatever. It's not really necessary. I'm gonna just set mine right here. I did the other side on this car, and this all came off really easy, so that's why I'm not gonna wire it up or anything. And then, oh, I did check. This is a 32. And then I'm gonna just take this rotor, set the rotor off, and then now I'm gonna take a gun, take my 32. And I'm just gonna get them off there. Now, if you don't have a gun, this is a Milwaukee 1/2 inch. This will bump this thing off, no problem. If you don't have a gun, what you're gonna have to do is take the hubcap off. Mine was already broken off, but you're gonna take that hubcap off. So you may have to take the wheel off, and then take the hubcap off, put like maybe 2 lug nuts back on, set the car on the ground, and that will hold the wheel still. And then you'll be able to take a big breaker bar, which I got sitting, well, anyways, take a big breaker bar with a 1/2 inch and a 32, and then you can even add like a pipe like that to the end of your breaker bar, and you'll be able to break this loose. Then, of course, you're gonna take your wheel back off and get back to this position, and then that's what you're gonna have to do to take the lug nut off if you don't have a gun. So anyways, now we got this, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take this off, and then I believe it's just 3 bolts holding, or maybe it's 4. How many we got here? It's 4. And I think they're 13 or 15. But we'll see how this goes real quick. Oh, we don't want that to fall. So. I'm sorry, y'all, it's like so annoying. Boom. Alright, so that is off. And look, it didn't even fall, and I did it one-handed. So now, just gonna go ahead and get a 13 or 15 and get on these back bolts here. If yours is really rusted up or it's really old, you may want to take some PB Blaster and spray here, on all the threads on the back side, just to kind of make it come out easier. Okay guys, so now I've got my 3/8 ratchet with an extension. I believe this works for all 4 of them. So just go ahead and get on there, and you're just gonna pow. And that's how you go ahead and break it loose. Just make sure whatever you got is long. And then I'll hook up my electric ratchet and just kind of zap them all out. I'm gonna go ahead and break all 4 of them loose and take those out. And when I did the other side, this thing just came out. It was the least problematic wheel hub assembly I've done in a while, so I'm hoping this side's gonna be the same. Okay, and I got all 4 bolts out, and this one is not as easy as the other side. The other side just kind of wiggle came out. The axle is nice and not hung up in there, so that's good. But what you're gonna do to get this out is you're gonna take, I use a 4-pound hammer. You don't want to go lighter, it needs to be at least a 4-pound hammer, and just beat the tar. There goes my thing, it's okay. Just beat the tar at it like this side, that side, and you'll see I've got some separation here, and it'll start to come all the way out. Now, if yours is really crazy, what you'll need to do is get in the car, turn the wheel left and right, so you can get a really big swing on the back side of this. Mine's not that bad, so I'll just come around and tap both sides. Other thing you can do is take like a pry bar or a big flathead, stick it in there, and then just tap the end of it, and that'll help to wedge it out too as well. So that's pretty much it, guys. If I run into anything else, I'll hop back on here and let you know. Hey guys, 2 more things I thought of. After you get your piece out there, just make sure this is all clean. Mine had like some little stuff sitting in there. You don't want to put it in there, you know, with the junk in there. And just a little note, the wheel speed sensor on this one, it's okay if you just kind of put it in there. See, look at that, there's some little junk right there. You make sure all that little junk's out. So yeah, just make sure it's nice and clean. Wheel speed sensor is there, so it's fine. You don't have to take it out. And that's pretty much it. You can also, your old one, if you spin it, like this one, I can hear noise when I'm spinning it, and you have to use your left hand and your right hand. But left hand here, right hand on the other side, just spin it back and forth and put it beside your ear, and you'll be able to hear noise. You shouldn't be able to hear any noise. Some of them will have like play, where you have like wheel play, where you can jack the car up and wiggle the top and the bottom of the wheel, kind of like back and forth. And if there's play in there, that could be an indication of a bad wheel bearing also. But sometimes they have no play and they have sound when you spin it like that beside your ear. You can check the new one compared to the old one, just kind of verify that you do have a bad wheel bearing. So anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.